For the people that are doing soak-offs at home, I'm going to show you guys how you can do the soak-off in the convenience of your home. These are the tools that I will be using. So this right here is called a soaking dish. For the people that are at home and don't have this, you can feel free to use a ceramic bowl. Put water in there. You can heat it up. A minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. And then you guys can use a plastic container. It does not have to look like this. Put the acetone in your plastic bowl. Very carefully, we're gonna place it inside without mixing it. I'm gonna push the cuticle back with the cuticle pusher. If you don't own anything like this, feel free to use a spoon. And then all you do is hold your finger and you push the cuticle back. Now I'm gonna grab a file and above the shiny layer from the top. Very careful. And you do that to all 10 fingers. You could either do 2 hands at the same time, or you can have somebody to help you remove the acrylic. Now we're gonna put our fingers in the plastic bowl and we're gonna let them sit. When the water underneath is heated, what the water will do is heat up the acetone and it's gonna speed up the whole process. As far as soak-off time, it's all going to depend on the kind of acrylic that you have on your nails. Well, there's good acrylic and there's bad acrylic. How do we know what kind of acrylic was placed on our nails? Let it sit for about 2 to 5 minutes and we pull them out of the acetone. You'll be able to see something like this. The difference between the acrylic is once you get, let's say that you're using your spoon, you push it back, okay, and you push it back, there's gonna be 2 different types of acrylic. Acrylic should always be removed like this. And as you see, this is what it would look like. There's different acrylic. The acrylic I was talking about, it's considered MMA, unhealthy for your nails. And if we will place it in acetone, it wouldn't be coming off like this. And it will be coming out very gummy, like a piece of gum, very stretchy, and it's so hard to take off. If we do a soak off, the other one would take 2 to 3 times longer to remove than something like this. And this is the proper removal for a set of nails. A lot of people use thread tips to remove them. They'll just like put it and push it, and then pull it up. They're not supposed to do that. And the reason why is because it pulls your natural layers and it makes your nails very thin and very brittle. It should not take too long. We're talking about maybe between 20 to 40 minutes. Okay, what really helps is putting your fingers, you add pressure. To help speed up the process, another thing you can do is use the file and file down. Once the nail is also very thin, use a nail clipper. You gotta be really careful with this part. You don't want the acrylic to be very thick, because if it's still on the dry side and you use a nail clipper, remember that they're stuck to your natural nail, so it can possibly crack your natural nail, and you don't want to do that. It starts coming off little by little, and you just continue doing the process very carefully. How do you know when it's your natural nail versus the acrylic? You can turn it around this way, go the opposite side, and you'll be able to tell which one is your nail and which one's the acrylic. Obviously, once it gets to the natural nail, nothing will be coming off anymore. This is my non-dominant hand, so it does take a little bit more strength to remove the acrylic. Now, if your nails look like this, don't be scared, don't get alarmed. If you are using MMA, it's probably damage from the acrylic, but when we're using this kind of acrylic here, It's just gonna come down to the way that the nail was prepped, and we can just buff that really lightly with something like this, a buffer, and then get rid of all the lines and all the ridges, and they will look as healthy as they did before you even put any acrylics on. So at this point, when it's fully removed, I'll just put this aside. You grab your cuticle pusher, nothing else is coming off. I still push the cuticle back. And this is where you can give yourself a basic manicure. I like keeping my nails very short. I'm going to be doing a brand new set. You can either give yourself a basic manicure to get them right back where they need to, or I will actually be prepping them for a brand new long coffin nail set. With the nail file, you file all the sides evenly. If you guys hear like some loud background noise, it's because I'm like about 5 miles away from the Air Force Base and they're doing training right now. So I apologize for the background noise if you even hear it. If you're going to be doing a manicure at home, just use your file very lightly. All that extra skin on top of the nail plate. And at this point, your nails should never be hurting. Use a nail buffer. As you see, it's very healthy, not brittle at all. There's no nail damage, looks very healthy. I would recommend a basic manicure. I recommend REJUVACOTE. This is a nail growing system and it's going to rejuvenate your natural nails. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up.